Hi guys, welcome to Classic Rock and Country Music Facts and Trivia. Appreciate you being here. Today's video is on 7 legendary rock and roll bands that never had a #1 hit. Some of these are going to surprise you. Surprised me. Ready? Let's take a look. #1, Led Zeppelin. The issue that Zepp had hitting the top was that they had a natural aversion to the process of releasing singles. Instead, they just let their albums do the talking. Can you blame them? The Atlantic Records decided that the colossal Whole Lotta Love off Led Zeppelin 2 in '69 should be released as a single in the U.S. They shaved more than 2 minutes off of it to make it more palatable for radio. This truncated version would go on to be the band's highest charting single, peaking at #4. The Who. Few bands have a discography as imposing as The Who. They managed to blaze trails along the way, first as a British invasion band with a rhythmic swagger, then as a concept album masters, and finally as arena rock lifers. Many of those songs that came from the iconic albums like Tommy and Who's Next are indelible parts of the ultimate classic rock soundtrack. And yet not only didn't they hit the top of the pop charts, but they weren't particularly close. Their '67 epic I Can See for Miles snuck into the top 10. Creedence Clearwater Revival. In '68, CCR's cover of Susie Q, just their second single, hit #11. Their fourth single, Proud Mary, which arrived in '69, went all the way to #2. At that point, a betting person would have laid big money on Creedence hitting the top spot in a short matter of time. After all, it was clear they had the formula that satisfied both rock purists and AM radio audiences. But the Fogerty-led band would suffer near miss and after near miss. After Proud Mary and Bad Moon Rising and Green River made it to #2, as did the double-sided release Traveling Band and Who'll Stop the Rain, and Looking Out My Back Door, as long as I can see the light. That's not to mention 4 other top 10 singles, but no #1. The Kinks. Much like The Who, the Kinks proved especially resilient when it came to weathering the winds of classic rock change throughout their careers. They came blasting onto the scene with a pair of iconic fuzzed-out singles in '64 before segueing into the critically acclaimed concept albums of the late '60s and early '70s. They then went back to the hard-rocking roots of the '70s, wore on, albeit in illiterate fashion due to Randy Davies songs, and even scored big in the MTV era with the nostalgic '82 top 10 hit Come Dancing. So many iconic songs, and yet they couldn't find the top spot, despite being hitting the top 10 5 times over a span of 18 years. AC/DC, the hard-rocking Aussie legends, managed the near impossible following the death of original lead singer Bon Scott, whose sneering vocals were so iconic on songs like Highway to Hell and Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. They were able to replace him with the muscular belter Brian Johnson, and somehow emerged even more popular. Their first album, with Johnson Back in Black, was their biggest hit, and paved the way for their first and only U.S. #1 album. For those about to rock, We Salute You in 1982, but they never got particularly close to #1 on the Hot 100. Money Talks in '90 was as close as it came at #23. The Band. As beloved as they were with critics and peers, the band never did much on the singles charts. And it's not as if they didn't try. Many of their most memorable songs were dutifully trotted out as singles over the years. Yet even at the height of their popularity in the '60s and early '70s, their songs landed on radio with a thud. To give you an idea, The Wait, one of the most beloved classic rock songs ever, only made it to #63. ZZ Top. The beloved Texas trio first found their footing as crunching rockers with a southern edge in the '70s. Then they squeaked into the top 20 in '75 with their chugging tush. They then transformed their sound in the '80s while also playing off their iconic look in the series of tongue-in-cheek music videos. That's when they came the closest. As both Legs and Sleeping Bag made it up to #8. ZZ Top's popularity dwindled in the second half of the '80s, even as they continued to churn out excellent product. There you go. I could add some more, but and Kiss would be one of them. The closest I believe they got was like #8 with Beth. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Kind of surprised me a little bit. Any bands that you can think of that didn't reach #1. Legendary bands, mind you, but had huge success. Let me know. That's all I have for you. Please check out Classic TV Facts and Trivia. Head on over there. It's on Eddie Haskell from Leave It to Beaver. Just for you rockers. Anyway, it is quite funny. Please check it out and subscribe. Please subscribe here if you have not yet. Have a great day. God bless you, and I will be praying for you.